Hello, friends. Welcome to some fun this Tuesday. I am so happy you are here, and we are going to have a little fun today talking about a super easy and simple Mother's Day gift. And I'm just really excited about this because I was able to do a little design work. Some of you got a sneak peek of this on Friday during the invitation live stream. But today I am just ready to share kind of the whole bundle and the whole idea. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I've had some fun creating some of the elements to make this a quick and easy gift for you. So, welcome. Carrie is here, Victoria, Sue, Teresa, Debbie. So good to see all of you guys. Linda's here, Kim is here, Carolyn. Debbie C, as well as Debbie K, and Victoria, Renee, Mary B. So good to see you guys. Now, I know some of you have already found this little treasure in my shop. And that's good because if you have it already, I'm not sure if you have your bundle already, but the idea is this is going to be really simple for you to put together. Now, it's not to say you have to do it just like I do. As always, you guys know I love to inspire you and give you ideas. And then you take it and run with it and, see what you can come up with and create. But Mother's Day, I feel, is just around the corner. So I wanted to give you this fun, easy, fast way to make a really good gift. Now, here's the thing, guys. You can go to a card store and you can get a card. And I am so shocked at the price of some of these cards now, especially the nice cards, right? They're $6, $7, $8, sometimes more. But we have at Creative Memories the cutest little paper albums that are $10. They're so reasonably priced. And I know you've seen me make gift albums like this. I made one for my son. Let me grab his. I wanted to share that with you. I just love the gift albums. So I made one during, I think, a Friday night scrapbooking. We did this. This is the one I made for my son, Adam, with his cat Ruffles, right? With all the fun little peekaboo pockets in here. And they're just such a fun little size for you to give and have somebody look at. And what a better thing than a card. Now, I know there's a lot of card makers. I don't want to step on any toes here, okay? But you guys, these little albums are just precious. So I've done this album. You also saw me do the I Love You. Whoops, everything's kind of fallen. The I Love You album that I did for Valentine's Day. And then I've done another little album for gratitude for the 2020, my 2023 reasons to be thankful gratitude. And that had a little kit that went with it as well. And with some die cuts and some word prompts. And they're just so easy and fun. And so I'm just going to kind of dig into the whole paper album realm again. And here's the thing. I wasn't always a fan. Sorry, I'm just kind of putting stuff away. I wasn't always a fan of these type of albums. I thought, what do you want a paper album for? And then I started doing them, and then I saw how people loved them. And then I also did one, if you remember, for my mother-in-law, Betty, for her birthday. And I took my printer, and then I made sure everybody got to take a picture with her. And then they wrote a little sentiment, and I gave it to her right there. So sometimes you can do that. Grab your little printer and, just give it to them as a gift right there on the spot with photos, right? So I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I just, once again, I just kind of want to share. These are such a great alternative. And nothing will take the place, if you're a card maker, I know nothing will take the place of the satisfaction of making cards because that's kind of its own thing. But these little mini albums, I think, have a really special place for us. So, welcome everybody who just hopped on. It's so good to see you. Julie R., I have been thinking about you. I hope you're well. Haven't seen you for a while. From the middle of the ocean. Maybe that's why. Oh, wow. If we could all be in the middle of the ocean. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Gia's here. So good to see you. Suzanne, Dreama, Margot, Kathy, Pam. Okay, so good to see all you guys. Shelly's here. Bobby Ann, Susan, Beatrice, Connie, Suzanne, Dina's here. Annette. Oh, so good to see all of you guys. Thank you for saying hello and for being part of the chat. I also might want to just say, you know, if you enjoy these videos, I love that you show me that by your little reactions. And I've already seen those little thumbs up and those little hearts. And so thank you for that. And that just helps me as a content creator know that what I'm bringing you, you're enjoying. Okay, there's really no other way to let me know. All right, friends, so let me jump over to my desk and kind of share a few things that are going on in the Craft Some Joy community right now. And one thing before, let's see, is it going? Here we go. Okay, one thing before we jump into the little quick Mother's Day album, I want to mention is that I have... I'm so thrilled. I actually have another assistant because things have just been so busy and I have so many ideas that I want to implement that I've actually hired another assistant and I am getting things done. And it's so funny. Her name is Lauren. So a big shout out to little Lauren, we call her. So it's Lauren and little Lauren. I know, like it was just, you know, such coincidence, and she has been wonderful. And so I'm getting a chance to do some of the design and the creative things that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but just not had the bandwidth, the help ready to do that with. I think I've got, there we go, a little shadow there. So what I want to mention is that I had some requests that I would make the Made with Love stickers available because that seemed to be a big hit. So this was still available. It will still be available. You get a little mini set of these with any album purchase. That's still going on. And because that's kind of the wraparound end from last week. And thank you, Suzanne. Yes, welcome, little Lauren. She's been so wonderful. I'm truly blessed. So the Made with Love. Now I've made a whole set of these with some of my absolute favorite fonts. And like, I love this one for if you do a travel album. This kind of goes with, you can see the way I like to design is that I repeat the same things, right? Because that gives that consistency feeling. So these fonts are the same fonts that you see in my sentiment stickers. They're going to be the same fonts you'll see today in some of the Mother's Day artwork that I did. But that way you can kind of pick which ones you want and then put those in your album. So that's just a by request. I'm going to make those available. So you get actually 4 sheets. I don't know what happened to my 4th sheet of this, but you get 4 sheets, just like all the other sentiment stickers. They are a little larger, than my typical font size, but it's just because that way it stands out in the back of your album. Now, as well as that, you can get the Mother's Day bundle. And that is the bundle which includes the album and what I'm going to be using today. So you get the album, the 2 packs of embellishments, and then this is a custom cut, die cut pack with the word art, with the Love You Mom word art, all in one kit. And this is what I've had in my shop since Friday. It was a little order kind of thing from Friday, but this is what's now available. This is what I'm going to be using today. But I've also had a lot of requests. Can I just get the stickers? I can't go to the, creating the whole bundle because this is a lot of work to do all the layered shapes and everything. But I decided I will make the stickers only available, just like they are a Sentiments sticker set. So this is available separately in the shop, as well as you can get the whole bundle like this in the shop as well. And this is, like I said, this is what I'm going to be using today for my album. And then well, I have been having this kit has been on hold for so long, but it is a brand new fur baby dog kit, and I'm working on getting the fur baby cat kit together. It might take a little time. It's a lot harder to find dyes for cats than dogs, but this is such a fun little kit with dog bones and a little dog house and little hearts and paws and different things in here, frames with little paw prints in it, as well as a brand new notes collection that I've also created to add to my layering shapes. So just all kinds of good stuff that have popped into the shop. If you haven't been in there in a while, just so you know, that's all there. And what we're going to work on today is a Mother's Day gift. And I'm actually going to create this for my mother-in-law, for Betty. Most of you know I haven't had my mom for quite a while, but I still love Betty just like she were my own mom. So this is for her. Now, I want to kind of mention what I decided, how I decided to set this up. And I'm hoping this might help you. But of course, kind of do this the way that makes sense to you. I'm going to get this a little closer for you. Okay. So the paper album is really beautiful. So it comes with this little paper cover. So what you want to do is just kind of take that off. And yes, I know I get so I need to take a little more time and get those little pieces of paper out of the staples. Probably going to have to get my tweezers for that. Okay, and then but it's protected. And then on the inside of the album, so it's got this beautiful blue cover. And then on the inside, the color palette is orange, the soft blue, yellow, some more blue, and then green. So there's no pink in this album, just so you know, but it doesn't mean that you can't put pink in here. And so when I saw this color palette, I thought, ooh, this is really pretty. And then, of course, there was a bundle, a Mother's Day bundle. I'm not sure if it's still available. It may have sold out. That you got this, the embellishments, and then some paper. But I took the paper out just so we could concentrate on this bundle. And then you've got the dragonflies. And so maybe for those of you who already bought the bundle, you might just want to get the Mother's Day stickers, right? I know you won't have the layering shapes, but you can kind of work on that. Oh yeah, and then there's also, I forgot to mention, speaking of layering shapes, there's also Fancy Frames 3. This is a new collection, and I'm using several of these in this kit as well because what I ended up doing is I designed the sentiment stickers kind of around some of the shapes in here. And that's just to make things easier for you and for me for when we create, right? So these are the little embellishments. I'm going to be using some of these today. Aren't they pretty? But the colors are all, if you just notice, yellow, orange, green, blue. Those are the colors, which are so pretty. So that's kind of what I've mimicked in the kit as well. So between these two packs of embellishments, what I ended up doing was creating, so this is the artwork, right? And this is just a printout. And I created the stickers to go on these wonderful shapes that are in the kit. So I'm just going to kind of show you how that works. So you can see I made a sample that you can kind of follow along and see, right? So these are some of the ones that I just cut apart. And then these are some that you can see, like I had to resize that mom just so that it fit perfectly on this little heart. And then you can take this little mom and go, oh, isn't that cute? I'm going to put, maybe I'm going to put a little flower, maybe a little blue flower. Oh, you know what? Betty's all about kind of red and orange. So I'm going to take this little orange flower, put a little adhesive on it, and put that right there. And isn't that just adorable? So everything fits just perfectly. And you could do that, with your sentiments, your embellishments and all that. Now, the other one I have kind of custom designed is this circle. And this says, "You are so loved," which I thought was just so appropriate. And I love this for the front page. And, I kind of designed that in purpose, again, with the yellow and the orange and the green to go along in with this collection. And so this is something I thought would be perfect. You just take that sentiment right here from the sticker sheet. And I just, it doesn't, I just trim it with a pair of scissors. These stickers are very forgiving. Like you don't have to be perfect with it. You can see it kind of like it just blends in. Once you get that on there, it just blends in with whatever shape you put it on. Now, if you're a die cutter and you have a die cut machine, you can go to town as well with these. So this is kind of one thing, is getting the setup on, using the stickers and looking at all the different sentiments that I have for you. And then, well, actually, let me keep going with that. So I just kind of want to share a few of these and how you can use them. So I have this little tag, and this one says, "To the world, you are a mother, but to your family, you are the world." And you can see I stacked that so it fits perfectly on here. Once again, you can just take a little, embellishment or a little sticker. I also have a few little flower stickers, and you can put those on there. Ooh, wouldn't that be so cute? I think I'm going to do that. And so just take these little flower stickers. I love this this quote. So I'm going to use this in Betty's book on one of the pages. So I'm just trimming a little off there. So you can take those little flowers, peel off the backing here, and look how cute that is, just right on top, a little touch of yellow on that tag. Okay, so you can see just like that. And now you've got some cute little flowers, or you could do that with die cuts or other stickers that you might have. So let's see. Okay, so there's one. This one says, "My greatest blessings, call me mom." And you can see how that fits on this shape. We already did mom. This one is "Home is where your mom is." This one is the kind of the subway art, word art, that is right here. And that one goes on this. You can also use other sentiments on here. So if you don't want to use this, you can just look at the other ones. Like you can put "You are amazing" on there. And the same for the "You are loved." If you'd rather use "Happy Mother's Day," that would fit beautifully on here as well, instead of "You are so loved." Okay, so a lot of these are kind of multiple use here that you can mix and match, is what I want to say. The different sentiments with the different shapes. But I want to kind of just mention a few more, and especially if you're going to do this, you can have reference to come back to this video. But here, this is one that fits perfectly on this layering shape. I am a strong woman because a strong woman raised me. This one of my absolute favorites. There is no way to be a perfect mother and a million ways to be a good one. That is my motto right there, okay? Because I just can't do perfect. This one is really fun. It says, life doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a mom. I love that. There's this one that says, blessed mama. Isn't that cute? There's one here that says, tired as a mother. So if you know like a new mom, wouldn't that be cute to put in her Mother's Day book? You know those photos where the baby, you're like half asleep and the baby's like plastered on you, those photos. So there's a lot of different, you know, different shapes that you can use in different ways with the sentiments. Here's another one. It says, happiness is seeing your mother smile. Now, this one didn't quite fit. I couldn't make this longer, but I thought, you know what? That is a perfect spot for a little embellishment. Once again, just kind of putting a little flower on there, or you could do a little let's try a little dragonfly. These are really cute too. Look at this cute little blue dragonfly. And that would be easy then to, just offset the title, the sentiment, and then it gives a cute little place for an embellishment. See? So it makes it look like I did that on purpose, which I actually kind of did. Okay. So, there's also, this one I wanted to mention. This is a cute little tag. It says, mothers are like glue. Even when you can't see them, they're still holding the family together. And this one has this little reinforcer that's a flower. And so if you see this little guy in your die cut bag, what you do is you just put a little adhesive on it, and it's supposed to go like right over there. And then you could even tie a little bit of baker's twine on here. And how cute would that be, right? So lots of shapes. And like I said, I used both the shapes that are in the Mother's Day kit and then some of the Fancy Frames 3 collection. And you can see I didn't even use all of them yet. So there's a lot left. Oh, here's one more. Being a mother is learning about strengths you didn't know you had. And that, I think, is perfect for another dragonfly. So let's put this one right there. And once again, I kind of scooted it over to the right, and it leaves a spot. Actually, I think I might tilt it this way so those wings can fit on there. Just like that. And now you've kind of taken up that void from the sticker not going all the way across. Sometimes I find a shape that I really like. I really like that, one of the details on here, and just because the format of how big I can make some of these, like I have to just kind of go with it. You guys know what I mean. Okay. So, but there are some other longer shapes and different things, but just remember, like if you have a sentiment that doesn't fill up the whole thing, just fill in with, flowers or something else, and then just put that sentiment next to it. Okay, so I've given you a lot of different variety for different things there. And then let's now talk. So now you kind of know about the decorative side, right? So we're using shapes, layering shapes, and really kind of letting the quotes kind of set the tone of the album. And then what I wanted to do was figure out a way. So I kind of have these ready to go. And then I wanted to find a way that I could use the 8x8 size of this album kind of most effectively. And one of the things is, you can go big. Like you can go 4x6 in here, and that works. But what I decided after I printed one 4x6, I thought, I kind of want this to feel like it's one of those across time books, excuse me, that we can see Betty with our family across time. You know, like just lots of hugging pictures, lots of just sweet moments that that we had with Betty. And so when I decided to, one second, friends here. Okay. So when I decided to find the photos, the formula I used is I went into my photos program and I picked Betty. Okay, I picked that I wanted all photos with Betty in it. And then, of course, there were, 1,800 photos of Betty. So then I had to go through the process of selecting what I wanted to kind of represent in this album. And so I'm talking through some of this hopefully so that it will help you, because I had to go through this process myself. So one thing I found was that we take a lot of pictures of like on Mother's Day, on Betty's birthday. It's kind of a tradition, or on family gatherings, we take a photo, a family photo of all of us, with Betty and sometimes with Jerry, John's dad. And most of the time, like this was Thanksgiving, this was Mother's Day, this was Mother's Day, this was actually another event, Adam's graduation. But I love the kind of full family photos. Now, being kind of one of the photographers, I also take lots and lots of pictures of, John is one of 7 of all the other families. So I have all those photos with Betty on my phone. And I thought, do I want to do that? Do I want to have like, basically a representation of her being a mother, which would be Betty and John's siblings? Or do I want to have a representation of Betty interacting with us, with our family? And of course, that's what I picked. So looking at the photos, that kind of gave me the idea that's what I wanted to focus on. And then I had to decide on a format. So I decided not to do the 4x6 because I had, in my digital, I can go all the way back to 2003 for some of these photos. And I wish I had all of these scanned in because it would be so fun to go way, way back. But the size I decided to do then, so, and you can kind of see this compilation that I have of pictures. It helped me because then what I was looking for was Betty with my kids, Betty with John, and Betty with myself. And again, looking for those sweet moments. So I decided not to go with 4x6. So I put that aside. And then I said, okay, let's go with a smaller format. So the smaller format is 2 different sizes that I wanted to use. If I had like a group shot, I did these in 4x3s. And the reason is you can see, first of all, I can print 2 on one 4x6. But the second thing is it gives me some room. It gives me some breathing room on these smaller pages, right? So you can see like already I can get 2 of these on this page and then look at just beautifully put this layering shape down. And maybe I want to do a little journaling, or I can write, what year this was, especially because I'm across all years. I thought it would be nice to go back and kind of put dates by when all of these were, because boy, do my kids change. Does Betty, change, all of that. When you start looking across time, it all kind of looks different. So this was one format, was 4x3. And you can also put 4x3s. And then my next format was 3x3s. Okay. And so these are all printed, everything else. And I may not be done with all of my photo curation, but I have a good start. Then after 4x3s. Everything else here is printed at 3x3s. Okay, and why 3x3s? Because you can see how quickly those will lend themselves to these beautiful pages as well. So let me get my little trimmer out. And so I printed those on a 4x6 again. And I'm just going to trim these down. Whoops. They print actually just a smidge larger. So I'm going to trim this and then here. So these work really beautifully as giving, again, a little bit of breathing room around the pages, but still giving a nice format for a lot of photos. And that was another thing what I wanted to do. So you can kind of see there how nice those little 3x3s look on this page. And so I'm just going to kind of cut and talk, and let me know if you have any questions as we kind of build these pages together. And if you can remember to put a Q in there, that will help me if I need to search. If I miss your question, please, ask it again, because sometimes I do miss things in the chat. And I'm going to kind of just share, as I'm chopping some of these away, the types of photos I was looking for. And it was very specific, as I mentioned. Lots of hugging, lots of tender moments, lots of, just sweet photos. And the other wonderful thing I was thinking about is I don't think Betty has probably seen a lot of these, or she may not even have, she may not remember some of these moments. So here's just kind of a sample. And I did this, if you remember, when I shared Audrey's album, her high school graduation album, I did the same thing. It was just moments across time. So here's Audrey in kindergarten. Like here's one of Eric when he was, I don't know, tiny. Here's this is a more recent photo. I think that was last year. This was just, a couple weeks ago when Betty was here visiting. So they're really across time. And I like that because it gives such a neat portrait of what life has been like with her and our family, right? So, oh yes, Belinda, the Fancy Frames is Fancy Frames 3. Thank you for the question. Yeah, Fancy Frames 3. Okay, and that's a new one. So it's towards the top of the shop, and that's what I used in addition to the Love You Mom bundle. Okay, so isn't that fun though? Like, look at how perfectly the 3x3s work on these 8x8 pages, gives you some breathing room around your photos. And then remember, if you're working with your photos, you can zoom in, right? Like I shared how I do this with my photo manager, but if you'd like to see it, tell me the font used on the spine video of my family album. It's Roboto Slab, Roboto Slab. Yep, you got it, Jennifer. So that's it. Yeah, I use that for pretty much all of my spines. Roboto Slab's my favorite. And I did a video on, you can find on Facebook or on YouTube, that goes into all the detail on how to make those spines. That was last Tuesday. So if you want some more info. Ellen's here, yay. Thank you. I really love creating and designing, and this gives me a little chance to do that when I can do that on these stickers. So thank you. Okay, any other questions? Let me see. Do we need to order the fancy frames? Okay, yeah, we talked about that. Belinda. Joan is here. Welcome, Joan. And Andy loves a little dog kit. Good. Okay, so just let me know if I missed any questions. So I'm just going to keep going and kind of show you how wonderful it is to look back over time. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial. Now, I know this is specific to Apple users, to photos, anybody who has a iOS based system. But I always, say, okay, see if you can use this info in a way that helps you, and based on whatever your program is. Okay, so let me get my photos program up, and I just kind of want to share quickly here. One second. Okay. All right. Let me do a screen share. So just this might help kind of give you that idea of how I go about grabbing those photos, because it's, I kind of want to take you through the process, the whole process. These albums can be done quickly if you know how to do the steps involved, right? Now, if you have printed photos, that's a whole nother story. You can use that. But for me, the easiest thing to do was just to go to my digital library. So what I want to do, this is Photos, which is the native program to all Mac users. If you have a Mac laptop or a Mac computer, this is the program that comes with it. So I'm going to go up to the search bar, and Julie, if she were not maybe in the middle of the ocean, she could help us on the Android side. And I'm going to type in Betty. But, this is similar to what, most programs have. Like, you can search by person, right? So if I type in Betty, I've got, you can see, oh yeah, 13, almost 1,400 pictures of Betty. So then I'm going to see all, right? And then you can go, oh my goodness, that's a lot of photos to sort through. And it will pick up everything. Like, it will pick up, the pictures I have of albums of Betty, right? It'll pick everything up. And then you can go through, and then you can, like I said, I take a lot of pictures of her with other family members, but it became apparent I quickly wanted to have these with my family, because otherwise there was just no way I was going to be able to put all of these in her little Mother's Day book. So what I typically will do is, like, say this is one, I can see that's one of John and I and Betty, and then I will heart it. And so I have the little heart icon up here selected, but you can also do that if you see it right here. Like, I'm going to click it off and it's clear, and now I click it on and it's white. So then I have kind of a visual reminder, oh yeah, that's one that, maybe I want to print. Now, remember I said I did a birthday book? I already put this photo in her birthday book. So I'm not going to reprint this one for her Mother's Day book, because I already gave her this photo. And even though I love it, it's really cute. So all these are, what I put in her Mother's Day book. But like, say this one, I've got this one hearted, and let's just say I'm going to take this one. I want to print this. I'm going to select it. So you can see the blue square is around it. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go get that other one that has a little heart. And I'm going to hold down the command button and click that. So now it says I have 2 photos selected up here on the top right corner. I'm going to do my print command, which is Command P. And then you can see I'm using my Epson, my little Epson, And in this, I have the custom, so you can do a fit. And if I select one of these, it will print both of those in whatever format. So I can do fit, I can do fill, or different sizes that I have, or what I use is the custom size. And you can see here, this cut John's head off here and his head off here. I'm going to show you how you take care of that. And I know I gave this little mini tutorial during a Friday night, but I thought it would be good just to go over it again for you. So what I'm going to do is choose custom. So for this program, the biggest size I can get, I can't do an actual 3x3, because if you see, I do an actual 3x3, it pops it on 2 different prints. So what I found is the magic number is a 2.92. Okay, so 2.92 down here in the custom size. So it's a 3 by 2.92, and then that gives me 2 on a 4x6. Now, there's a lot of programs. I'm just showing you my cheater fast way from the Photos program. You can get a perfect 3x3 if you use one of the apps like PicMonkey or something like that, right? Or Canva. You can do that. But sometimes I just want the quickest route to getting my pictures printed. And so that's why I'm showing you this. Now, when you're in the Photos program and the same in apps, you can move your photo, right? So once you click on it, you can see this little zoom bar comes up at the top. So you can actually zoom in and then kind of move your photo to where you want it to be. Same over here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and then I'm going to bring it down so John's head is not cut off, just like that. And then I'm going to print. Okay, so that's just a quick, easy way, if you happen to be an Apple user, on how to use the Photos program to print directly to your printer. Now, once again, if you don't have that, apps are wonderful for grabbing those photos and then just pick all your photos. Zoom out so you can see the top. Okay. She is tiny. Betty is tiny. So, Mary, let me go back. Let me see if, screen share. Okay. Let me see if I can do that. Zoom out. Oh, let me see. I think it might be a setting. Hold on. Let me see. Show entire screen. Ah, there we go. How's that? There you go. So let me go through really quickly how to do that. So I've got, so I want to select this photo and then say I'm going to hold down Command and select this photo. Now up at the top, it says 2 photos selected. Okay. And I'm going to do Command P, which is my print command. And then this is for my Epson. I have 4x6 borderless, and then I want to choose custom. The size is 3 by 2.92. That's the magic number for the Photos program. I'm going to pull that down, zoom in a little bit, kind of move my pictures, click on it. So you remember, if I click, the little zoom bar comes up. Bring that down, kind of center us in there, and then I can click print, and it'll go to my print. To my printer. Okay, so hopefully you were able to see all that. So it's fit, fill, custom, and then all the different sizes. So you can see when you click all the different ones, how that print will come out. And the same when I selected up here before I did that, what I did is I put in the search bar, Betty, and then you can see I have 1,300 photos of Betty, and then I want to click See All. And when I get to See All, I've got all these wonderful photos to look through. And that is going to give me every photo that I have with Betty in it. So with my kids and different things. Okay, hopefully that got all the, yeah, good. Okay, got all the little bits and pieces. I had the crop to fit button selected. Okay, so let me go back to the desktop. So I hope that was helpful. I know it is specific, but again, you can do the same thing with an app on your phone or with Canva, and it's just going to take, a smidge longer. So what I would do is select all your photos, put them in a file on your computer, and then bring all of those into your app at the same time, and then print all your 3x3s, put them all in, adjust them, and then do a batch print. Okay. So that's what I would do if I was did not have an Apple program, or I was using a different uh, Photos Manager program. Okay, so you can see how I've got a lot of these ready to go across time, right, with the different sizes. And I was going to mention again what I was looking for in my photos. And I was looking for these tender moments. Like, I can't tell you how many pictures I have of Adam just like engulfing his grandma, right? And those to me are just the sweetest moments. And so it wasn't necessarily, I was looking for those posed photos. I was looking for moments of tenderness that my kids were having with their grandma, but also just, like over time. I mean, look at Eric and little tiny Betty, so fun. And this is Adam and Ellen. This was one of my absolute favorite pictures of Betty when they were young. But Ellen has a little tutu on. I love it. And then this was one of the very first pictures I took of John and his mom when we first started dating. And I happened to have that one scanned in. So, of course, that one got printed. And like I said, she has seen some of these. She might have a print of some of these, but I think it's going to be so fun for her to have these all kind of in one place. And, look at that. And there was like this, she was just laughing so hard. I just thought that was so cute. And this one I loved because this was Ellen's graduation, and Betty put on her cap and gown and was, playing around like she was graduating. And so those, like I said, are just, just some sweet moments that I want to share with her in this album. So, I should go back. Yes, this was printed at 2.92. Do I care that they are not exactly 3x3? No, I don't. Because when I put them in the album, it's such a small difference. You're not going to notice that it's not a true 3x3. Okay. Now, if I'm going to put them in peekaboo pockets, that might, be a little different, but, because I need a full 3x3. So I might, trim that down a smidge and then put some paper behind it or something like that. And then put it in a peekaboo pocket. Like if I want to have, use a little 3x3, that would be the only difference. But even then I could just trim, because, you can get a 3x3 out of a 4x6. I would just trim it down to a 3x3. Okay. So almost there. The kids were like so small, and Betty was just laughing and grabbing onto Eric. I mean, these pictures to me are just so priceless, and just love seeing all of these across time. And I have to say, that whole across time, I really owe to Stacy Julian for kind of, reinforcing that stories become so rich when you can make connections across time and, kind of do your storytelling and make those connections. So my hat's always off to Stacy Julian. I learned a lot from her. Okay, so now I have all my little photos. And like I said, I mean, you could even just mix them up, right? Because they are not going to be in any particular order. I'm going to leave the first 2 pages though, because these I do want to kind of reserve for family shots, I think. Or I may actually, maybe I will cut them apart. Maybe I'll mix them in. No, I think I will mix them in. So these I'm going to cut into, you know, almost 4x3s. Again, it's just shy, just because that's the program, but you can make perfect ones. And yeah, I changed my mind. So I love this. I'm going to just kind of go back, and that way, you know, those 4x3s still work really well with the 3x3s. So it's all just miniaturized, right? Everything just kind of brought down into a little more manageable format for this album. So I'm just going to kind of pick a few like this, and let's see, just like that. And I may leave a, oh, sorry, I'm out of frame here. I may leave a few not, you know, we have Mother's Day, of course, coming up. So I may leave that, and maybe I'll do, actually, you know what would be fun is maybe I'll do this front picture from this Mother's Day. So I'll take a picture on Mother's Day, put that up here. I think that would be a good thing. And then I'll have all these fun other photos ready to go inside. Okay, so kind of looking at this, I'm just going to start adding these in. And you know me, photos kind of come first, and then I do want to leave, like, you know, some nooks and crannies so we can get some of these fun sentiments in here. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and let me see what so many sentiments to choose from. Whoops. Oh wait, I had that really cute. Where was that orange one? Oh, here. Okay, so if I'm going to put this here, I think I will grab one more photo. Let's see, I'm going to do one of the boys here. Here. I'm going to tuck this in just like that. And then I think because I have Ellen over here, I'm going to, let's see, I've got the boys. I think I'll mix it up just a smidge, and let's see. Let me do this one of Betty and Eric. I've got her. Oh no, I need Audrey. Let me do one of Audrey. I had that cute little kindergarten one. Where did that go? Do I already have it, or did I leave it? Where did that one go? Oh, right here. Okay. So here, what I decided, I've got one of John, I've got one of both of us, a couple family, Audrey, the boys, and Ellen. So that kind of, you know, it balances things out as far as mixing photos up, even though they're all across time. So, you know, different. Let's see, I think I want to go over here on this side, just like that. Pop this in here. That way I won't end up, I'm hoping, and like I said, I can always print a couple more of, you know, too many of one child on one page. So just pop that in there. And for me, this is more about the memories. So there's a lot of photos. I'm gonna blast this with photos, because like I said, I don't know that I don't know that she has seen a lot of these. I'm going to scoot this over. I have plans. You're going to go over here. I'm going to line you up here, and I'm going to line you up over here. Like I said, I don't think that she may have seen a lot of these, so this is just going to be a fun little book for her to look at whenever she feels like she needs it. Okay. So these, this is dragonflies, and we've got, I'm going to put a blue one over here because there's a lot of blue. So I'm going to bring in some more color and just use those little embellishments that came with the kit. So I think I'll pop that right there in this space. And then the same thing over here, I think on this side, I need to move this a little closer because I keep pulling it out of frame. There we go. On this side, let's see what we can do. I think maybe a flower or something pretty. Let's bring some blue over to this side and then just add that cute little flower. Now I may want to pop that on a little layering shape. So, oh, I like that. So there's a little flower. Just love that separation. I feel like it gives the embellishment a home and just leaves the separation between, you know, your embellishment and the photo instead of just putting something directly on there. I thought about putting one over here, but I've already got this layering shape, so we're just going to leave that. So there's kind of the easy bit of using these sweet sentiments, the layering shapes, the embellishments, just like that. Now, one other thing I want to just, it popped into my head, I want to talk about is, remember I had this whole idea of the heat sealer. And one of the things I wanted to do with the heat sealer, and I have not had a chance to do it yet, is create a cover for this type of album, a custom cover for the paper albums, 8x8. And I will kind of update you on that when I figure out kind of what the best material would be. But that's part of my plan, is to, you know, once you put all these beautiful photos and things in there, you know, liquids are not your friend. But if I had like even if I used a page protector, but I'm thinking I'm going to use like a 12 by 12 pocket page and cut that down and use that to create a cover for this, something. I'm going to work on it, but I just thought that popped into my head. So I wanted to share that. Okay. Oh yes. My glass board. Right. Thank you, Debbie. It's here. It's right here, but it reflects a lot more. So you can see, like, there's me, the reflection. So I just put this down for filming, but when I work this, I just roll this mat up, and work on my glass board. So still love it so much. Okay. And Ellen, no, you know what? I didn't tag Betty. That is the people finder. That's the feature. And most photos programs have that. So you don't even, that's the beautiful thing. You know, we have to take advantage of AI. And that's one of the beautiful things that, you know, they're learning so much more about how to help us find things. And so once you select and say, this person is Betty, it will go and find all the pictures that it thinks are Betty. So you don't even have to tag. Tagging is almost a thing of the past now, which is wonderful, right? And okay, so Ellen, and she said that the heat sealer is back in stock. So yeah. Any updates on NSD? That is what my plan is for the rest of this week, Belinda. I am 80% done with my design, so I'm hoping to get that out so soon for you. All right. And Treva's here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so here, the next thing I think I'll do is I'm going to grab again another one of those family photos. Maybe I'll do some fun laughing photos here. This one I love. This is Betty holding Audrey while she's crocheting. You know, gotta multitask, right? And let me just place some other ones in here. Oh, I love this one of the girls cuddling. This is a recent one. That would be kind of fun. This one, I love that. Oh, let's pop this in here too. That's so cute. All right. And one of the things, you know, just design wise, if I'm using 4 of the same size, you could put them in a window pane, right? Format, or you can offset it and give yourself some fun little nooks. And typically I like to do that so that I know, oh, I could put a little something here, I could put a little something here, or I could go the opposite way and put a little something here and a little something here. So whenever you have, you know, photos of the same size, just keep that in mind. So let's go over to the sentiments that I have. And I like this one. So this one says, to the world, you are a mother, but to your family, you are the world. And let's see. I think I will kind of see if I can tuck it in right here. It's kind of tight, but I think it works right there. And then I also, in these bundles, I don't think I have mine out, I give you a few little layering shapes in the colors, you know, as you can see, in the colors of the book. And so I'm actually thinking of, depending on how this one goes, I was thinking possibly of making more of these available, but I have to wait and see. So we have that we could do, or we've got these nice bouquets over here, or these tulipy flowers, which add some color. Oh, I need yellow. That's what I need. I need yellow. Let's see. So we can put this here, or we can put this one. I like that. And of course, I'm going to have to look for a little shape to help that pop off the page. And there was this really cute one. I don't see it. I know it's in here. Hold on. It's a little tiny doily, this one. I love it. It's like a little flower. I think I'm going to use that right here. And kind of tuck that in. And then I have kind of this, so I'm going to go over in this corner. So I think I'll just offset that a little bit. Come over in this corner, and let's see if there is another sentiment I can put here. And let's see. I've got this fun little tulip. So I think we're going to push this up a little bit and pop this just like that. Okay, so that's another layout. So you can see how simply this can go together just by, you know, adding those little touches. So this is feeling just a little touch crowded to me. So what I'm going to do is trim this photo down just like 1/4 of an inch to give me a little more room, just on the one side, not on the height. And I'm going to do the same thing here. just a smidge, just so I have a little, actually I'm going to do this one a little bit more on, just so I have a little bit more room for this tag. Now, if I didn't want to use this big one here, you know, you could just put it right in, but now that feels a little better. And I have a, you know, Eric's kind of scooched over a little bit more. So I like that. Okay, so let's start sticking this down. And pop this in place here. So if you guys have ideas on what you think would work well for a cover using the heat sealer, you know, give me your ideas. I'd love to hear. I'm going to pop that right there. Got to make sure it's not over the fold, right? I was thinking something a little thicker, so we'll have to figure out what that might be. And over here, like that. I can move these down a smidge, get those a little closer in the cluster. There we go. Kind of more in the center of the page. It is kind of a gloomy day here. I hope the lighting is okay. But it's a little bit of a gloom day. I hope the sun comes out. It's kind of like we have June gloom a little early this year. Okay, I'm going to put the tulip right there. And now over on this side, get these guys. Whoop. Oh, got a little overambitious with my adhesive on that one. Okay. So let's pop these right here on the top row. And then these two. I keep reaching. It doesn't matter what adhesive, but yeah. I do like, when I'm putting photos down, I like using my regular adhesive. Right in here. And in here. And the other thing too, just keep in mind, is if you end up with a lot of photos, like you just have so many photos that you want to put in here, peekaboo pockets, friends, right? Just add in those peekaboo pockets right on top, and it will just, you know, give you that much more space for your photos. So easy enough. Okay, so there is the second 2-page spread. I've got to make sure these get stuck down. Second 2-page spread for the Mother's Day album. So that's really it. I mean, you can see I just did those two-page spreads so quickly, and the colors are just so neutral and easy to work with that, you know, the album can just go together really, really quickly. So I think, again, I'm going to use another family photo. Maybe I'll do this here, this here, this one of Audrey. Oh, I love this one of the girls. So I can already see I'm running out of photos pretty quickly, right? Here. And then I think I'll do that one. So those would be kind of my next selection. So I think what I'll do, because I only have 2 photos left, and I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 more pages, or 2 double page spreads in the little mini layout. So I will probably go back and go, okay, so since I'm using 4 pictures per side, right? So a little bit of math, and one of those at least I want as a 4x6. So I'll need 2 more 4x6s, or 4x3s. Sorry, guys, 4x3s. And then fill in the rest with the 3x3 size. So that'll kind of give me an idea of what I still need to print. And then at the end, when I give this to her on Mother's Day, I will put her photo on the front. And then um, for the gift part, what I want to do is have all the kids. So either I'll leave this inside back cover blank from photos and have all the kids. I think maybe that's what I'll do. Or I was thinking I could have them right on the back. But I think what I'll do is have all the kids right here on this. And there's this really cute little quote that says right here, it's such a grand thing to be the mother of a mother. That's why the world calls her grandmother. So I love that little quote. I'm going to probably put that on this page where the kids write, and then John and I will write a little note to her for Mother's Day. So then what I just need to do is get photos to fill these 2 pages and this one, plus, use those. And that's it. Done. Finished. Done. And ready to give to my mother-in-law, to Betty. So let me come to the chat and just make sure there are, oh, I love that one. There's so many of these I want to use still. So I want to make sure to get those in there too. All right. And hello, Judy. And Carrie, can't wait for NSD. I know. I'm working on it, friends. I'm working on it. I know I'm kind of late. But yes, it's coming. Okay, couldn't I modify the baby bear? Yeah, that was another. Yep, that would make a nice thick cover, Ellen. So I like that idea. And remember when you guys remember when we used to make, let me see if I can get a piece of paper. Remember when we used to make book covers for high school? Remember, it was like you folded the edges. Let's see, how did you do it? Like, I can't remember. You folded, in other words, what I'm saying is the whole, it doesn't have to cover the whole inside. Like, it can just cover, like, say this was right? It can just cover part of it enough that it stays on, right? And then go around. Because the thing is, I was wondering, like, this is 8 inches and this is 8 inches. So that's 16 inches. So how does that work, right? Or do you make a cover for one side and a cover for the other? If you guys have some brilliant ideas and you're watching replay, let me know what they are. But we need to make some kind of a fun cover. We'll figure it out. I know you guys are smart. You'll figure it out. So, and I hope Betty will love it. And, we had a little scare with her a couple weeks ago, and, we were blessed. She has sprung back. And so it's super important that we, spend the time we can with her and celebrate all these wonderful photos that we have with her, the kids just hugging on her and squeezing her and her laughing. And I love that. I love it. So I hope you give this a try yourself and, do this for either a daughter or your mother or a special friend. Like, it doesn't take long. Look that person up in your photo library, see if you can find those photos, and then just be really specific on what you're looking for. And that will help you curate those photos much more quickly for your project. And, give yourself the ability to keep your project manageable. Like I said, when I first thought of doing this project, let me come back here. When I first thought about doing this project, I thought, oh, I'm going to, it's going to be all these representational photos of Betty with her kids, all 7 kids and Betty. And then I thought, no, I want this to be about, our family and how we've grown up with her as the grandma in the family. So think about that, the parameters of your project, and that will help you in the curating of your photos and getting your project finished, right? Because that's our goal, getting it done. Okay. So, and yes, Joan, perfect. So Joan says this is going to be wonderful for her sister who is having memory loss. Anybody with memory loss issues, this is a perfect little project for you to do. And across time, the pictures don't matter. Just focus on the moment in the photo. That to me what was special. And take photos of your old home and pictures of you growing up. I think that would be so beautiful, such a wonderful gift. And yeah, so maybe a seam along the staple edge. That's a good idea, Belinda. So, yep. And I do believe they will come out with a similar album, Shirley, for Father's Day, most likely a paper album that will go along with that. I know the Revved Up collection just came out, so that could be an option. I don't think there was a paper album, though, that went with that. But, just we'll keep an eye out. We've got another, it's June, so we've got a little more. Okay, and Jen says she already purchased the 8x8 albums, the sentiments. Yes, great. You are so welcome, Jen. I'm so glad. So that I thought would be helpful if you had already purchased it. That way you can get some of this fun word art to make your album special for someone that means a lot to you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And secret box thoughts. You're tricky. Okay. The secret box, if you are interested in seeing it, you can go to my Facebook page and click on, there's a link there that will actually show you the contents of the box. So if you don't want to see it, don't click on the link because it'll have photos. So you're welcome to see for yourself what's in the box. I absolutely love the Border Maker cartridge. The collection is very bright. It's very bright and very specific. And I've seen a lot of people who absolutely love it. And then a lot of people who are like, wow, that is really bright. And I have not yet had a chance to kind of play with mine, but I can see some potential. But it is very, when I first saw it, I thought, ooh, 80s. Flashback to 80s, right? So I'm going to have to kind of think on that. But I do love the collection. It wasn't like Copper Canyon where I need 3 of them, but it is a fun collection. And the Border Maker cartridge is pretty worth it to get this secret box. Okay. Thank you all. Okay, great. Let's see. I think, yep, secret box, neon bright. Yes, Belinda says neon bright. Exactly. Yes, Laura, you can catch the replay. So thank you all for hopping on today, this wonderful Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will be in touch about National Scrapbook Day. And until I see you next time, I hope you take time to craft some joy. Take care. Bye for now.